Hello, everybody! This is UB2 coming at you with my episode review of the final episode, episode 12 of Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. This has been a fun journey, everybody, and here is the final review. Now, this was a fun final episode. It brought all the characters together for a final look at the group. And this first one episode started off with, it's been a year, it's Valentine's Day again, and all the girls are giving chocolates. Unfortunately, Sakura still has her chocolates from last year, and she was never able to give Nozaki-kun. And she's giving them out to friends, but it's not that sad. We have other funny things happening. Like, we have Kashima, and with Hori-chan and her chocolates for him. And this was hilarious because she was going like, yeah, he told me not to make chocolates for him, just to buy regular ones, and I tricked him. I made him chocolates and made him think that I just bought them. So I got him. So that was hilarious as hell. Let's see. We didn't have much on Mikashiba or Wakamatsu or Yuzuki, but we had more of them in the second half. Later on, Sakura's just walking along with her chocolates. She bumps into Nozaki. They fall on the floor, and for fun, she goes like, he was like, "Are you mad?" She goes like, "No, I just wish you would have been able to eat these." And he thinks she's like pissed off, so he picks one up and like, eats it, and she's like glowing and smiling. She's so happy, and he thinks being sadistic towards me makes her that happy. So that was a wonderful, hilarious misunderstanding in this first half. But it was the second half of the episode that was so very wonderful. It was, of course, a summertime festival. With yukatas and robes and everything, food stalls and games, and everybody's out there. You have Hori-chan and Kashima waiting to leave together, and Kashima, the way she's dressed up, she looks so much like a guy. Pants, shirt, hair, and all the girls are like, oh, look at her, look how wonderful he is. Oh, so this was hilarious. Of course, Hori-chan is in a robe, so he could look a little more feminine. So, and of course, he's shorter than her, so the contrast looks kind of reversed. You have Wakamatsu with Yuzuki, and the directions, you can tell she likes him. She likes him. She doesn't know exactly how to express it in a way that he can get it, but she likes him. You can tell just by the interactions that she likes him. And finally, basically Sakura's just walking around, and she bumps into Nozaki because he's like, maybe I'll just catch dinner here tonight. So, we had that wonderful interaction. She's having her candy apple, and she jokingly says to him, would you like a bite? And of course he takes a bite, and you could tell how she's feeling like, the guy I like just had a bite of my candy apple. Oh, how wonderful. So, we had that interaction, which was wonderful, and at the final end, they're off, and he's basically taking pictures for his manga, and he ends up going, I'm going to go up above and take an over-top shot of the crowd, pictures, and she goes with him, and of course, he picks her up at one point, and we have this flashback for the first day of school, and we see their very, very first meeting, and her first impressions of him, and how she sees, and they end up sitting at the very end of the episode, watching the fireworks, and she's remembering how she feels. She goes, does he see me as a friend, or um, does he think of me more? And as she's thinking this, she accidentally says, I love you. And he doesn't hear this right, and we see him at the end towards the end, say something while the fireworks go off, and we don't hear it. Um, but later on, we find out what he said. He says, I love fireworks too. And he says that he leans over and says this to her. So we thought for a second maybe he's going to kiss her, but no, he's just leaning over to say this. But in the end, she's finally she finally feels, I'm okay with things how they are at the moment. I hope they'll move forward in the future, but I'm okay with how they are, because I get to be with him all the time, helping him out. He's always beside me. He's always with me, and I love this feeling. So it was a wonderful final episode. We have a fun scene at the end, of course, with Yuzuki and Wakamatsu together, and Yuzuki is up on top of the school statue of the Pegasus. She's just like riding it. She's like that. She's like, yeah! So it was a wonderful final episode, because you had the entire cast there, you had the interactions, you could see the bonds between them, and even though none of them officially ended up as a couple, you feel content and satisfied with this ending. So I thought this was a great final episode. It tied things up well, and would love to see some fanfic where fans say what comes next. But other than that, this was a good episode. Thus, this is the old boy 82 saying, if you like this video, please click like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. This is 82 signing out.